Alright guys and girls, welcome back. Today is 17th today, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah, 17th of May. It's Wednesday, it's 11:41. Just come up to 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Still morning-ish, so good morning everybody. How you all doing? Hope you're good. So this is some of my daily news. But this is for yesterday. This is for the 16th of May, because I didn't really, I done some yesterday, but I wanted to do some like for yesterday as well, so more to carry on. So what I'm going to start doing is getting like the newspapers, like the Sun. So we've got the Sun there on the front cover. Munster Brady is dead. Look at the paper, looks a bit creased anyway, but you can still see it. And there's the face of the monster there. The psychopath, apparently they're calling him. Bloody too right. So, end of Moore's Psychopath. Ooh. To be honest, I like reading into like books of serial killers and actually find out what kind of ticks them off. Because there's this girl yesterday works at this cafe. She said it's just like when they just go a bit like they have one bad day. That's all it takes is one bad day. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just something psychological. But I think, to be honest, if you think about it, psychologically, I wouldn't do shit like that. I wouldn't go around bloody killing people and all of that. Fucking, it's not even in my nature. And then people say, oh, well, you don't know, and all this kind of... Oh, trust me, I know. I'm a fucking good angel. Well, I will be one day. So, yeah. End of Moore's Psychopath. On the front cover, they've got a picture of him. It says, yeah, murderer killed by cancer, age 79. He died on Monday, I believe, is when he died. Because this was done Tuesday. This was actually done. The 16th, 2017. For Greater Britain, it says here. So this is a UK paper. It's The Sun, and they make a lot of good articles, but sometimes mostly like propaganda shit. But at least they got one thing right. Munster Brady is dead. Now, what the real thing is as well, they wanted to basically said when he died or had died. Oh, Brady said he wanted his like ashes scattered all over the malls or something. But then, if you think about it, that's just giving into a serial killer just after they're fucking dead. That's what he wanted in the first place. So, and not even these people who the cremators are the ones that does the funeral and all that. They don't even want to touch his ashes, apparently. I don't fucking blame them. Definitely don't blame them.
Ugh.
I mean, would you? Ugh.
Definitely not. Oh,
Yeah.
that's me the creep.
Yeah, fancy that. They could be putting it in your dog food.
What?
Because there was some talks about it one day, right? A long time ago.
I don't eat dog food.
No, there was some talks a long time ago. When dogs used to pass on, and they used to cremate dogs, right? When they were too ill and they had to... Because what they do, the easiest way to do it is actually cremate them. They used to mix all the ashes together. And then I heard somewhere on the lines they used to put them into dog food or something. So basically, the dogs are actually eating their, like, relations and all that.
Ugh.
It's fucking sick. That's why they'd be doing it. They'd be, like, making a sort of, like, probably a tuna sandwich out of El Brady or something. Like, oh, it'd just be sick. Just like...
Are you trying to put me off it?
Yeah, it'd be like, today's special, the Munster edition. Yeah, Munster fucking edition. Fucking sick bastards. I'll tell you some sick bastards out there. But I bet you what they'll do next, they'll start auctioning them off or something.
If anyone wants to have a diet, come to you.
Yeah,
I know how to make them get on it.
I mean, I don't know. It's one of these fucking things that's sick. It says he'd actually died 79 years old. To be honest, he was actually lucky because if it was a couple years before, he would have got the death penalty. I think it was like 63 or 65 when they actually fucking stopped it. Oh, pardon. Yeah, so about 63, 65. I think, when was it, when they had the death penalty in the UK, man? It's got to be about a 60s, isn't it?
In his 60s, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, they said he managed to scave away from... Because basically, Brady, he was like a sort of like a psycho serial killer type thing, but he used to hang around with this Maura Hindley, and it was kind of like more of a love story, and she was like basically dragging kids in and all these people.
Wasn't there a lady called Ellis who was the last one to be murdered?
I don't know how to read into this more about it because it's quite interesting. I might just do this as just one article, like one paper thing. Story, because it's going to take me a while anyway just to do this, just to read through all the shit and all that stuff they put in. Anyway, this article was written by Richard Moriarty. Now, actually, Moriarty, it kind of reminds me of that name that you give in to these those Doyle books to do with Sherlock Holmes. Because in Sherlock Holmes, you've got Professor Moriarty, which was actually the nemesis to Sherlock Holmes, if any of you read any books. I played a few games and I like the games. I might start playing them and just uploading some videos of those. Anyway, getting to the article. Moore's murderer, Ian Brady, died yesterday, which was actually Monday. Taken to his grave, the secret of where he buried Keith Bennett. Thing is, right, you would think, okay, actually, if you were a serial killer, you probably wouldn't be thinking, oh, well, let's give the family their peace and stuff by telling them where their son is and all that. But there's got to be some sort of, like, thing in him why he didn't tell them. I mean, he probably just wanted to torment them even a bit more.
Well, his solicitor reckoned that he probably really couldn't remember.
Yeah, but
Can you imagine the malls? There is so much in it, grind.
Yeah. Well, no, it goes on for miles, doesn't it?
Exactly. And that's what his solicitor...
Well, why don't they come up with a new technology? I thought they were going to come up with a new technology in the future where they could see underground. If they're like sort of like an X-ray thing, they can build an X-ray, a large X-ray, to go all the way along the land, and then they can see through the dirt whether there's a body underneath. I thought they were going to come up with some technology like that, and then fucking hell, they could find a lot of stuff that goes on in the UK. So anyway, Brady, 79, who murdered and tortured 5 children, died in Ashworth Hospital on Merseyside. He had been getting round the clock care. To be honest, he shouldn't have got any care, to be honest. They should have just fucking... Because, I mean, obviously the National Health Service was helping him, wasn't it? Obviously the taxpayers have to fucking keep him.
But he didn't want it, did he? He didn't want to be fed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he wanted to die in that. But then again, psychologically, he could be trying to do a reverse. Pretended he didn't want the care, but really he did. But he's trying to do a sort of like a reverse. Because you know what serial killers are like? Fucking like all in their heads.
No, I don't know.
Well,
I've never been with one.
no, but to get into a mind of a serial killer, I don't know, it'd be fucking quite a lot of information in there, wouldn't it? Actually, it'd be probably too much to handle. So hang on. So basically, getting round the clock care from cancer nurses. A source said he was allowed to die with dignity. Serial killers dying with dignity. My God, at least there's some compassion for the doctors, I suppose. But then again, he is a serial killer, so he should have paid. Never revealed where he buried Keith. 12. The only victim whose remains are undiscovered. 4 story, page 4 and 5. So let's have a look. See what more crap they put in there. Oh, no, definitely not going to page 3. Oh, nearly went to page 3.
Stop.
Yeah, I always do that. I go on to fucking page 3 before anything counts. Right, but nah, definitely fucking disgusting. Yeah, if there's any youngsters out there, don't go to page 3. Whatever you fucking do.
You won't like it.
Yeah, well, no, it probably will like it. But, it's pointless, because you can't fucking touch it, so.
You might get a shot one day, page 3, that your grandmother then.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine, like, oh my god, I can imagine, like, a 78-year-old or a 100-year-old on the fucking page 3. That just put off your fucking breakfast for life. Oh, God.
At least you have to go on a diet then, won't you?
Yeah.
That'll help you.
Right, Search the Police on the Moors. Exclusive by Richard Moriarty. Also, it's exclusive, this is. By Richard Moriarty, Ruth Warrander, and Tom Wells. The brother of Ian Brady, victim John Kilbride, last night said he felt numb when he heard the Moors murder had finally joined accomplice Myra Hindley in hell. Thing is, if there is no hell, and there is such a thing as God, obviously, I mean, if there is such a thing as God, there is probably a hell, and there is a heaven. But if you think about it, if we come back, and there is such a thing as coming back, what they call it when you come back?
Reincarnation?
Yeah, reincarnation, that's the one there. So if there is such a thing as a reincarnation, then who will come back? Would he come back again and murder again? Or would he be a changed person? I think it's the way you've been brought up, really, and I don't know how Brady was brought up. Maybe it was a good family he was brought up into, and then he turned, or maybe he got beat the shit out of when he was little. It's got to be to do with the environment, why serial killers turn out the way they are, or why they're not serial killers, why they're just plain old people like us. So it's just the brother of Ian Brady, victim John Kilbride, last night said he felt the numb when he heard the Moors murderer had finally joined the accomplice Myra Hindley in hell. Terry Kilbride, 63, said, "It is a lot to take in, and it's been years and years of anguish and pain for us and the families of the victims, but nothing will change. He is dead, but we will have to still live with the nightmare that he left behind. He has ruined our lives all these years, and he will still ruin it even though he's gone. So, beyond the grave. He'll still ruin it. Even though he's gone, I feel numb, and he was a murderous psychopath. There are no other words to describe what he was, a complete lunatic. Well, not just a lunatic, a monster. Something that comes out of the fucking closet. Brady, 79, who died in high security Ashworth Hospital, Merseyside. Yes, where's Merseyside? Where is that?
That's Liverpool, isn't
Liverpool,
it?
is it? Mm.
That's like where that little boy got
Merseyside, yesterday afternoon, which was Monday, murdered and tortured 5 children with Hindley between July 1963 and October 1965. They killed second victim, John, 12, after offering him a lift home from a market in Ashton. Home from, under Lynn, Lance, and buried his body on Saddlesworth. More, Terry said, his and John's parents, Patrick and Sheila, never recovered from the grief of losing their eldest son. He added they lived in hell and they died broken-hearted. I was just going on 9 when John went missing and was 12 when his body was found. All the sinning in the house stopped. Mum had always been sinning. Dad turned to the booze, and that is how he coped. Sometimes he would break down and start crying. We will be taunted by a dead man. I've always thought about my brother and what he would be like today. He'd be coming to Old Trafford with me, and we would be going fishing. He was a bright lad, and I know he would have made something of himself. Brady, who was locked up for 51 years, took to his grave the secret of where he is buried, and third victim Keith Bennett, 12, despite repeated pleas from Keith's mother, Winnie. Brady's refused to say what he did with the body. Terry said Winnie will be turning in her grave knowing the brute died without revealing the Keith where he was. He has not left anything about Keith. It breaks my heart. What a bastard we were going to be taunted by. A dead man from beyond the grave. At least now he is dead, and it will save taxpayers' cash. Well, taxpayers' cash, yes, but it's not going to be much just for one person, I suppose, in a way. But I see where she's get the points. Brady was declared dead at 5:36 yesterday, which was Monday, just hours after the Sun revealed he was receiving life care. He died in a ward at Ashworth Hospital, where he was sent in 1985 after being diagnosed as a psychopath. Glasgow-born Brady had been suffering severe ill health for at least the past 2 months and was getting round-the-clock care from specialist nurses. The heavy smoker had a severe lung and chest condition and may have had lung cancer, source said. Staff have been on standby for Brady to die several times before, but it's finally happened. The nurses treated him as a patient rather than a child killer, and he was allowed to die with dignity, something he failed to offer to his poor victims. Brady and Hindley. Other victims were Pauline Reed, 16, Leslie Ann Downey, 10, and Edward Evans, 17. They were initially jailed for 3 of the murders in 1966 and later confessed to the other 2. Every patient at Ashworth cost the taxpayer an estimated $150,000 a year. Caring for Brady cost at least $4.8 million. Fucking hell, $4.8 million. What they could have done with that, guys and girls. He was not insane because he was wanted to be moved to a prison in Scotland where he could legally starve himself to death, but he lost a mental health tribunal ruling and was returned to Ashworth. He spent at least 14 years on hunger strike, but in 2013, a nurse who cared for him revealed he often had packets of soup and he often had ate toast for the breakfast. Most days, the Moors murderers were caught after police found Edward's body wrapped in plastic sheeting at Brady's home in Hatley, Greater Manchester. A search revealed a left luggage ticket for 2 suitcases at Manchester Central Station, pictures of Leslie Ann along with tape recordings of her pleading for her life, a series of snapshots showing ransom sections of Saddlesworth Mall were also discovered, and an exercise book with John Kilbride as a name scribbled in it. A search of the moors involving 150 officers were launched, and they were found the remains of Leslie Ann and John. During Brady and Hindley's trial, the Harron 16-minute tape of Leslie Ann's final moments was played to describe Brady and Hindley as utmost depravity. He said Brady was wicked beyond belief. After his transfer to Ashworth Hospital, Brady confessed to the murders of Pauline Reed and Keith Bennett. Following 100 days of searching on Saddleworth Moor, Pauline's remains were found in June 1987. 1987, my God, I was born that year as well. Fucking hell. And then there's a picture of him, with like breathing apparatus, to be honest. And that's supposed to be him when he was young, and that was more Hindley and all that kind of stuff. To be honest, like, you look at it back then, you wouldn't have thought they were murderers or psychopaths. If you'd look at it, you think, oh, they look like a happy couple. But then this like sort of mysterious, dark sort of story background towards it. So, I don't know. Yeah, so that's pretty much it on this one. Anyway, guys and girls, this one's actually from The Sun for the 16th of May 2017. This was Tuesday's paper. So, but I suppose you can read them up online. I think they've got their own sort of website or online thing for it. Anyway, guys and girls, if you enjoyed this video, well, probably didn't enjoy the video because of the serial killer and all that shit, but I hope you enjoyed the person reading it, and try and get into the head of a fucking serial killer, but something like that, I don't think you would want to, because you wouldn't want to know what the fucking dark sort of things going behind it. Anyway, guys and girls, cheers all for watching. If you'd like it, the video, or the person reading, or the person doing the video, like, favourite, share, favourite, subscribe, and cheers all for watching.